If you pop the hood of a 2026 vehicle, you won't find an engine. Instead, you are confronted by a fortress of black plastic. And if you attempt to bypass that barrier, you enter a financial nightmare. You'll find tamper-proof hardware, encrypted digital locks, and critical components that are legally sealed behind a corporate firewall. We are watching the systematic execution of the driveway mechanic, but this isn't some accidental evolution of technology. This is a calculated, coordinated strike on your bank account. Manufacturers are desperate to convert every vehicle owner into a permanent tenant. They have barricaded the hardware, locked the source code, and are now demanding $200 an hour just for the privilege of maintaining your own property. In this investigation, we are exposing the brands leading this assault and the exact methods they used to make your own truck illegal to fix. We are going to show you why your engine bay has been turned into a corporate crime scene, and most importantly, we will reveal the only two paths left if you want to avoid paying a lifelong ransom on your own transportation. Here is the blueprint of how they stole your vehicle. In the previous era of automotive history, a broken window switch was a 5-minute fix. You went to a local scrapyard, handed over a $5 bill, and snapped a new one into place. It was just a simple circuit of copper and plastic. But if you try to plug a used switch into a modern Ford or Chevrolet today, the truck will simply ignore it. The part is physically identical, but the vehicle treats it like a foreign virus. Why? Because manufacturers have embedded unique digital serial numbers into the most basic components. This is known as parts pairing. When you install a replacement, the central computer audits the hardware. If that serial number isn't on the pre-approved factory list, the computer bricked the system. The switch works perfectly, but the software refuses to recognize its right to exist. To fix this, you have to pay for a tow to the dealership so they can charge you for an hour of diagnostic labor. All they are doing is typing in a password to tell your truck that the part is allowed to function. They have digitized the wrench and locked the toolbox, and they have no intention of sharing the key. This isn't about driver safety or emissions. It's about destroying the secondary parts market and forcing you into a monopoly where you can only buy overpriced, dealer-certified hardware. Before they could lock the software, however, they had to obstruct the hardware. The industry calls this packaging efficiency, but at Factory Audit, we call it a blockade. On a late-model truck, basic maintenance has been transformed into a geometric impossibility for the average human. Take a simple headlight bulb. On a 1990 Silverado, you needed a screwdriver and 60 seconds. On a 2026 model, the process often requires you to strip the front grille or remove the entire inner fender liner just to touch the socket. In many European luxury brands, they have even deleted the physical oil dipstick. You are no longer allowed to verify your own fluid levels. You have to gamble your engine's life on a digital sensor. When that sensor eventually fails, you aren't just buying a $20 part. You're often buying an entire assembly or a new transmission because the system is designed to be unserviceable. The most aggressive example of this is the cab-off repair strategy. On modern heavy-duty trucks, the engine is wedged so deep under the firewall that for standard repairs, a technician must unbolt the entire passenger cabin and lift the body off the frame. What used to be a weekend project in your driveway now requires a $10,000 commercial-grade hydraulic lift. They claim this is for aerodynamics, but the reality is much darker. They want you to lift that hood, see a wall of plastic and zero clearance, and feel so intimidated that you immediately reach for your credit card. You might assume you can at least swap your own battery without a computer science degree, but the industry has closed that door too. Many modern vehicles now utilize battery management systems. If you install a fresh battery yourself, the alternator won't recognize it. It will continue to pump high-voltage charging profiles meant for a dying battery into your brand new one, cooking it to death in weeks. To prevent this, you have to pay a dealership to register the battery. They have successfully turned a basic battery swap into a recurring subscription fee. To understand where this started, we have to look at the patient zero of this corporate plague, John Deere. Farmers were the first to be targeted in this war on ownership. A farmer could spend $500,000 on a harvester, but if a minor $50 sensor glitched in the middle of a field, the entire machine would shut down. The farmer could physically swap the sensor in minutes, but the software would remain locked until a dealer technician drove out to the farm, charging hundreds of dollars per hour to bless the repair with a proprietary laptop. During a critical harvest window, farmers were losing thousands of dollars every hour, essentially begging for permission to use the tools they supposedly owned. The automotive giants watched how profitable this extortion was and adopted the model instantly. Now your truck enters limp mode for the smallest sensor variants, not because it's dangerous, but because the manufacturer wants to force a service visit. The ultimate goal isn't just repair money, it's total control through the as-a-service model. Manufacturers have realized that selling you a car once isn't enough. They want to sell it to you every month. We saw BMW attempt to charge an $18 monthly fee for heated seats that were already physically installed in the car. Toyota tried to put the remote start function on your key fob behind a paywall. Consider the pure arrogance of that move. You paid for the seat. You paid for the heating elements. You paid for the fob. Yet, they installed a digital toll booth between you and your own property. This isn't manufacturing, it is digital theft. They are trying to transform the car into a rolling Netflix account, and if your payment fails, they can revoke your features from a corporate office halfway across the world. So, is the era of the do-it-yourself mechanic over? Not quite, but it is moving into the shadows. We are seeing a massive surge in the black market for automotive repairs. Farmers are now using cracked firmware from overseas to jailbreak their own tractors. Independent shops are buying bootleg diagnostic tools just to bypass factory locks. We are seeing people spend fortunes to keep 20-year-old trucks on the road, not because they're collectors, but because they refuse to buy a computer on wheels that they aren't allowed to touch. Here is the final audit. If you purchase a 2026 vehicle, you do not own it. You are simply the authorized operator of a data harvesting machine that belongs to a corporation. They control the parts, they control the code, and they control your right to repair. If you want to reclaim your independence, you have only two real options. First, you must aggressively support right to repair laws in your local government. Second, you should consider the old iron path. Buy an analog vehicle where the hood reveals a mechanical engine, not a plastic tombstone. Buy a truck where a switch is just a switch, not a networked computer node. The war on the DIY spirit is real, and the hood is officially sealed. They've locked the software, but they cannot yet take away your power to choose a different path. Reject the corporate ransom, keep the old steel running, and never let a manufacturer tell you that you aren't allowed to fix what you paid for.